Charlie, what are you barking at? Hi, guys. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? What? I know. You gotta go to the vet, bro. I know. It's okay. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I know. What's on you? What's up, y'all? How are you? What? I'm not scratching your butt. Charlie has to go to the vet. I love your face. How are you? I haven't been live in a while because I've been keeping like a super strict writing schedule. But today I had like nothing to do and figured that I would clean the house so that tomorrow I could start fresh. Hey, how are you? I could start fresh and go back to writing. I'm almost done. I need to come up with a title because I really don't have one yet. What up, Nikki? How are you? How is everybody? Papa? I am so over the dogs, y'all. I don't know. That is something that I would normally say. I'm just done. Yeah, I'm almost done. I there were some things that like I wasn't sure if I can. Oh my God, with the battles, there was some things that like I needed to make sure that like I couldn't be charged for. So I went back and like added them after. I'm turning them off after looking up the statute of limitations. So I went back and I added a bunch, but I really need to come up with a title. And I left it more like it like I don't know how to explain it, but the way that I wrote it was like it's a little bit of everything. And then I figured if I wanted to, I can always write another one expanding on the topics. You know what I mean? I've been writing it for a while, but like I'm just about done. My ex-husband, I asked if he wanted I asked my ex-husband if he wanted me to change his name, right? Because obviously the people that know it are going to know who I'm talking about, right? And my ex-husband isn't as open and honest about his past. So he was like, if you don't want me to sue you, then you should absolutely change my name. And I was like, well, sir, first of all, in order to sue me for defamation, it would have to be lies, right? So that was an interesting conversation. you know, we'll see. But I'm almost done. I'm super excited. Hi, how are you? How is everybody? I know it's been a while. I ordered this. This came up on my FYP. I ordered this, y'all. Look, this is what, let me see how I can flip it. How do I flip it? Hold on. I know it's here somewhere. Bear with me. It's a book. So, like, I've been super busy, you know? And plus, like, it's getting to be that time, and I can't wait to go back to Florida. It's actually nice out today. Medusa, it should be nice where you're at. It's just a little windy. And, like, the wind is, like, it makes it cold. But it's not cold. It's, like, 55, maybe 60 out. It's actually nice out. This one's actually a journal, right? So I did get a lot of reading done. It rained the whole second day I was there, poured all day long. I got the shadow work journal like a few months back, but I didn't, I kind of like, I'm self-aware enough to know that like I probably shouldn't be opening up so many wounds while like I have so much to deal with right now. So I haven't really done it. And this one, hi Vegas Amanda, how are you? This one came up on my FYP the other day. So I got this one. It's called the Lucky Girl Journal. So I haven't started it yet. I was actually just flipping through it like when I started. But I am not I didn't get the one owl that we were talking about when I was live last time. I didn't get that one yet. I was going to go to Target, but I wound up not really having time. And I figured I have a bunch of books that like I haven't read yet. What up, Biggie? How are you? I haven't read them, so I just bought that. I have two Nicholas Sparks books. Oh, one of them might be here. This one. This one was good. I finished that the second day. Hi, Susan. How are you? The second day that I was there. My third day was pretty much spent getting my guinea pigs situated. I'm good. I'm good. It's been a busy day. This morning, when my brother woke up for work, he went out to start his car, and the car wouldn't start. Hi, Kim. How are you? So I had to like rush him to work and then come back, jump his car with my sister's car before my sister could go to work. And then I figured, let me just like, because I could do like a clean reset on Sunday, and then I could finish writing. I should be done this week, actually. I'm pretty much done. I just need to come up with the title. I was kind of thinking about it last night before I was like when I was going to bed. I was thinking about it, but I haven't really come up with anything that I really like. So we'll see. I also started watching the Millie Bobby Brown show that came on Netflix. I think it started yesterday, actually. I started that, but I fell asleep watching it. But I did order a bunch of books because, like, the kind of person, that's it. I started watching it, but I passed out. The kind of person that I am, if I can, like, educate myself on the situation, then I know how to, like, approach it. Does that make sense? I am. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, damsel, I think it is. I almost called. Me neither, Owl. Me neither. I really don't watch TV. Like, most times if I fall asleep, I'll put on, like, just a YouTube video. Like, the other night, I fell asleep to Pino, who is a prison creator, dragging the shit out of Jessica Kent. Like, I fell asleep to that. But yesterday I was kind of lazy. I didn't really do much. So today I got everything done. So, like, there's things that I do, like, once a week. Like, clean the drain board. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I did that. Like, I do, like, a fresh reset, I guess you could say. You know? That way, and now it's done. Then during the week, all I have to do is the floors, because these animals, y'all, I have never seen, ever in my life, have I seen animals that leave this much hair everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. It is wild. And I don't know, my brother and I were talking yesterday about, like, my sister, and, you know, because I kind of feel bad that the animals are kind of just, right, that's what I did. That's what I do on Sundays, really. Oh my God, listen to me. I can't, like, when I went to Florida, when I came back, the floors looked like they hadn't been done in a month. Like, if it's not done, like, every day, every other day, it gets crazy. Like, I can't, if I put a black shirt on and just, like, put it on, I'm covered in hair. And, like, Finn is a long hair cat, right? But, like, she doesn't shed like that. Charlie sheds, and my mother's cat, every morning, I'm like, I'm gonna open the door and let you out, bro, because he vomits, because he eats the dog food, right? So he vomits. I wake up to shit in front of the back door, shit in front of the front door, shit in front of the kitchen. Dude, I'm like, and I don't know, like, my brother doesn't want them, right? Like, my sister is kind of just stuck with them by, like, default, right? And, like, once the house sells, it's going to be really hard for her to find a place that allows this many animals. Plus, she's got, like, 6 reptiles in her room. It's a lot. It is such a lot. So much. And I just need, I just want life. And I keep telling myself, like, I just want life to go back to normal. But, like, it's never going to go back to normal. Like, this is my new normal. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know what's up with my brother's car. I jumped it and it started, but like I could feel he's got a brand new. He just got it in October, a Subaru, right? So like it's a push button, but like I don't know, like the last week, it's like it pauses before it catches. Right, and that's the thing. Like it's gonna take a minute. Listen, so my mother's dryer broke. I think it was like maybe 3 days after she passed, right? Maybe. That's me being generous. 3 days after she passed, right? I I was looking to buy a new one. Hi, how are you? I was looking to buy a new one, but then I was like, if we're gonna sell the house, right? What are we gonna do with it? Right? So my brother said to me the other day, he was like, I'm just buying a dryer. I can't take it anymore. And I looked at him and I was like, right. But if you do that, you know what I mean? We're selling the house in what, 4 months? But this is the thing, Susan. My cat is a long haired cat. She don't shed like that. Obviously she sheds, but not like the clumps of hair that I'm pulling off the floor. That's the German Shepherd. And my sister shaved his what? Charlie, come here. My sister shaved his ass. Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. But I actually live in Florida. Charlie, come here. I'm just in Jersey dealing with some family responsibility. Staten Island. Sit down. Come here. My sister shaved him. Can you see? But, like, he's obsessed with it. Obsessed with people scratching his ass, this dog. Listen, Blondie, I can't wait to be back in Florida. I can't wait. Bye, Iggy. Have a good day. I hope everything went well yesterday. I didn't stay the whole time. Yeah, I live in Florida, but my mom had cancer, so I was up here helping her, and now I promised her when she passed that I would stay for 3 months because I do have younger siblings, right? So I'm just about done now. I was in Florida like a week or two ago, just for a few days to try to like breathe. But I do plan on going back. I have some things I need to take care of in Florida. But yeah, I will never when I have to drive on Staten Island, my whole body tenses up, right? Because this is going to take me a minute, but I promise you I have a point. I follow this, yeah, I love it. I love to see it. Oh, Iggy, maybe King James Positive. You guys are kind of on the same wavelength. If you follow each other, well, I can connect you, I guess. But he does a lot of like fundraising and like positive stuff. I'm glowing. So, did I talk to you? I talked to you after I got back, right? Life has a weird way of, yeah. I'll get you guys hooked up because I think that, right. I think so. What she does is she lives in, I don't know, but yesterday she was in Tampa. She does a lot of like feeding the homeless and stuff like that. That's what she does. But she lives on the other. So when I lived in Daytona, she was about an hour and 20 minutes away from me, the other way, west. But she does stuff like that. So I forgot what I was gonna say now. I can't wait to be back in Florida though. I'm so over just everything. And my sister, I think she's moving in with my middle sister. Have fun. She's moving in with my middle sister. And my brother is just kind of, he doesn't really know what he wants to do. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. And like this house needs, like we have so much to do before it is even close to sale ready, I guess you could say. It's crazy, but I know I haven't been live in a while because I've been really trying to focus on getting it done. And I figured I had like an hour before I had to go get my brother from work. So I was like, I'll just pop on. How is everybody else doing? I got a highlighter for the books because something's gotta, you know what I mean? Something's gotta give. I could thank Auntie for my new found, what's the word? I don't know, but I've been watching her videos and she pretty much stays on Hippie Holly. So now I'm like, I loathe Hippie Holly because I just think it's fucked up when people use like autism as like an excuse to like, I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of it. Uh-oh. What happened? It was busy. I had a lot that I needed to take care of with my guinea pigs. So at least it's done. You know what I mean? At least it's done. Susan, I really tried to ignore it for a while, right? I really did. And like, I know that she is, but I've learned more in like the last week or so that like she's a sick puppy. You know what I mean? Like, and I really, Hippie Holly. Do you follow Auntie Paisley? Because she posts updates about her. I think that it's really messed up when people use things like autism to as like a way to get money. You know what I mean? Hi, Melissa. How are you? So like she posts about her a lot. And it's super unfortunate, right? And I was actually thinking about this last night with like the whole TikTok shutdown thing. You know what I mean? Do I think that there are some positive things that TikTok can be used for? Sure. But it's more negative to me, you know? I'm good. Just been busy. I do have to come up with like a title. My daughter, I was talking to my daughter about it last night. And she was, I really don't, like, I discuss my kids, but it's their story is not my story, right? So she got nerfed. She's got a new account. So even though they're talked about, it's not really, you know what I'm saying? And she said something and I was like, no, there's a few things in there about you, but like I didn't want to, number one, I'm using my name, right? So there's some things in that book that some people might feel some kind of way reading it, right? Because there are parts of my life that were really like ugly and filled with crime, right? So I didn't really want to discuss my kids a lot because I'm still their mom, right? And even though my kids really take a stance where like they're proud that like I got sober, you know what I mean, that I did the right thing, it's still super I don't know. My daughter was saying last night she applied for an internship at the Innocence Project, and something she wrote about. Well, for those of you that don't know, I was arrested in 2011 for a crime that I did not commit. Right, like it was actually my best friends at the time that committed the crime, but I was arrested for it, and like I wound up suing New York City and the cops for that arrest because it was so highly media publicized that like it made a serious impact on my life, right? So my daughter wrote about it for her with her applying for her internship. Right. And like I'm not that person anymore, but like there were parts of my life where like my good friend, like his father was a capo in a crime family. So like that was normal to me, right? Like it didn't occur to me. I don't think that I had that, like, it was just normal to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I've talked about this before, like when I first met John, right? He had just gotten out of prison. He was out of prison like 60 days or some shit like that. And when I said, well, what did you go to prison for? Hippie Harley, the second one. He said financial crimes. And I was like, nice. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's like, I was around that type of behavior. So like, it didn't occur to me that it was, not that I didn't know it was wrong. I don't want to say it like that, but it was just normal to me. You know what I'm saying? But like now looking back, I was like, what was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like as an adult, you're just like, what was I thinking when I got on into a 740 IL and stole it because it was double parked? What was I thinking? What up? Hi, Christy. How are you? Thanks, Javi. Like, what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking about that person and their fucking $80,000 car that we just stole off Bath Avenue. You know what I mean? Now, I'm like, damn, what the fuck was I doing? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, downsizing. Right. So like, it's crazy to like, because for a long time while I was writing, right, like there's some things in my past that are super traumatic, right? So I would write and then take a break and write something more lighthearted or switch it up, right? So I kind of bounced around for a while and now I'm just tying it all in together, if that makes sense. But it's keeping me busy. You know what I mean? But I think like that. So when I was talking to my daughter, she was like, well, and I explained, I didn't really write too much about them because I don't want to bring them any type of negative, you know what I mean? They're talked about, obviously, you know what I mean? But I've always been really good writer. Always. I've always really had, I've always been really good with writing. I remember a psychic told me, like an actual psychic that like works with New York Police Department. I waited years to see her, right? I paid $350 and I was on a 4-year waiting list. And she told me I would write a book. And like at the time I had been thinking about it, you know what I mean? But it wasn't something that I think that I was prepared for, because it does kick up a lot of like old feelings, or like trauma is always super hard to write about anyway. And I just think I wasn't in the right headspace to do it, if that makes sense. And I'm just in a much different place now. I also think that like, I think that it's like time and opportunity, right? So like these days I don't have much to do, you know what I mean? So like it works out. Yeah, I bet. It's not that it's tough to process because I've already processed. There's just a lot like, looking back, I'm like, what the fuck? Because like if my daughter did some of these things that like I'm writing about, like I would be mad, right? Like I would be like, what are you doing? The boarding school thing, you know, I've kind of been over, and it's a decent sized chapter for obvious reasons, but that's something that like people don't really understand, right? Like people that haven't been through that type of situation, they don't necessarily understand why, why the parents would put us there, or why, like it's a lot of writing to try to explain the background and then explain my experience at the same time. Does that make sense? Because it's not something that like a normal human being can wrap their head around, the fact that like parents put their kids in these places and they were abused. I actually just commented back to somebody on the video that I duetted. They said something about the parents, and I'm like, but the parents were manipulated too, right? Like the program that I was in anyway, they had a really good way of it was like a huge circle jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids were being brainwashed, the parents were being manipulated, and it was just like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? And we as like students, we didn't necessarily, like, you were afraid to tell another student the way you really felt about the place because you couldn't trust that other student to not go to staff, and then you would be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just this huge thing of like craziness. And I don't really watch stuff like that. A girl that I was in the school with did write a book. She wrote a book about that experience specifically, right? And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I could write it all, and then if I choose to, I could then write a book centered around that experience. But I find that most people, like the cognitive dissonance that people have regarding programs like that, it's real, right? Because nobody wants to believe that there are places like this that still exist, right? Like, even though my program is closed, there are still very many programs like that kids are abused in, so like people don't want to necessarily pay attention to it. And granted, maybe like the past 10 years or so, it's been more talked about, right? But for a long time, a lot of us didn't talk about it. I don't think that I was like able to really, like, my friends didn't understand because they were just like, well, why would your mom send you to a place like that? My mom didn't know, and then when my mom was faced with the fact that she put me into a program that I wound up being abused in, like, that was a whole different thing for her to have to process, right? Because the parents, they don't, like, I guess most parents don't know about the abuse that goes on. At this point, I really feel like there's no excuse. When I was in the program, there was no internet like there is now, right? So it's different now. But like at this point, there's just no excuse for any parent to send their kid to any sort of program like that, because I have never heard of a good one, ever. I was actually talking to somebody recently about doing an interview about it, but it doesn't necessarily change much, right? Like, these places just still exist. Why? I don't have any idea why or how, because I just can't wrap my head around it. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I mean, I would never, but you don't know, because that my experience, like, my thought process may be molded by my experience of it, right? Most people don't, maybe now, because there is so much of a spotlight on that industry, troubled teen industries. Maybe now, because it's talked about more than it was then. But I don't understand how a parent could see all this press and still send their kid there. Like, that's crazy to me. Crazy. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, you're back already?
Back already? We didn't even been going for 4 fucking hours.
Where'd you go?
A baby shower.
Oh, I thought you had work.
And the liquor store.
I thought you went to work.
No, I called work off so I could go to the baby shower.
Oh, who's baby shower?
His cousins.
Oh, fun.
Or...
Alright, y'all, I'll hop off. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you all soon.